A lot of people always ask me, Shar, how do I manifest love into my life? How do I manifest a specific person? How do I call in my soulmate? And in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you how to do just that. So if you are done with the heartbreak, you are done with the situationships, you are done being single, and you are ready to attract and call in that love of your life that you can build a beautiful, peaceful, harmonious, exciting, happy, fulfilling relationship with, then this video is going to be for you. Hello, hi, my name is Charlene, Lizette. Welcome to my channel. We're going to dive in step by step. I'm going to actually give you 4 key steps on top of a bonus. So you're going to want to stay until the very end on how to manifest this specific person, your soulmate, the love of your life into your life, into your reality. And now before we get started, I do need to give a huge shout out to Psychic Source for sponsoring today's video. Psychic Source is an amazing platform that helps connect you with vetted professional psychic advisors. Whether you're looking to attract new love, you want to understand more about your romantic relationship, you want to understand who your soulmate is, Psychic Source has you covered. When you visit their website, you are able to go through their profiles and take a look and see which psychic advisor is right for you, and then you can connect with them in a multitude of different ways. You can text them, you can video call them, or I like to phone call myself. And the reason why I recommend Psychic Source so much is because Psychic Source accurately predicted my soulmate. It's crazy. It is actually so crazy. So when I contacted the Psychic Source advisor, I asked them about my love life, not really thinking too much of it. For those of you that don't know, I've been single for a very long time, purposely because I was done dating people that were not in alignment for my highest good. I was really focused on following the step-by-step that I'm going to teach you in today's video to ensure that I was manifesting my soulmate into my life partner, my specific person. So when I contacted the Psychic Source advisor, she was amazing. And she told me the following things, and they were all accurate, which is so crazy. When I met my soulmate, I was like, what the heck is going on here? I can't believe it. Well, actually I can, because that's how professional and accurate the Psychic Source advisors are. So they told me that water was going to play a huge role in our connection. They were absolutely right about that. They also told me about his age, what he would do for a living. They also told me accurately the time frame in which I would meet him, his zodiac sign, and these are all things that they accurately predicted. That is how professional and amazing the team at Psychic Source is. So crazy. So that's why I strongly recommend Psychic Source, and Psychic Source has been generous enough to extend an amazing offer to all of you who are new to Psychic Source. When you use my link right here, it's also down in the description box below, and you're a first-time user to Psychic Source, you can get up to 40 minutes with a vetted psychic advisor for just $19.80. They will help you understand the timeline of your soulmate, what they're going to look like, and where you may meet. And also, you're going to want to follow the step-by-step I'm teaching you in today's video. So let's get started. Go get a pen, go get a paper. Let's manifest your specific person. Let's manifest the love of your life. Let's manifest that beautiful romance, your soulmate, because you deserve it. Similar to Build-A-Bear, you're going to build your person. This is where we start off with the framework to successfully manifest your specific person, your soulmate, the love of your life into your life. We're going to get into the physical features as well, but I also want you to think about the following things. I want you to ask yourself, what kind of energy, what kind of experience do you want to have with this person? Do you want it to be a playful relationship? Do you want it to be a committed, serious relationship? Do you want it to be a relationship focused on finances, stability? Do you want it to be a relationship focused on adventure, art, and play? And so as you're building your person, think about these things. Ask yourself, how do I want to feel in this relationship? What does emotional safety look like to me? How do I want love to add to my life, not drain it? Remember, we are taking the fantasy, the dream, the vision of your specific person, of your soulmate, of your divine counterpart, and we're bringing it here into this reality. So we are bringing the fantasy, the dream, the vision into this vibrational frequency. When you are building your person, not only do you want to focus on the physical features where you can explain that you want them to be taller than you want them to have a six-pack, you want them to have long hair, you want them to have brown hair, whatever. You're going to think about all those physical features, but I also want you to think about the type of relationship, the type of union that you're going to have. Are they going to be the type of partner that calms your nervous system? Are they going to be the type of partner that emotionally gets you? My recommendation to you, and what I think is really powerful when you are building your person from the bottom up, is to write sentences with relation to how your person and you connect and relate. And so when you put something like this out into paper, when you write down how they are going to connect with you, what kind of relationship you're going to have, what they're going to do for you, and how you two are going to connect together, bond together, you help to build your person. Yes, the physical aspects are super important. Absolutely. You want to be physically attracted to your romantic partner. You also want to think about the day-to-day, because at the end of the day, if this is a person that you're going to grow old with, you're both going to evolve, you're both going to shift, you're both going to change physically as you age, as you mature, as you get older. So you want to not only think about the physical features, you also want to think about the connection, the relationship, the mental bond, your value set, how you two connect, how you speak to each other. Do you uplift each other in your careers? Do you know how to love each other in a way that feels respectful and reciprocal for both of you? Now, when it gets to the physical features, think about starting from the bottom up. So ask yourself, how tall do you want them to be? Is it okay if they're your height, shorter than you, taller than you, or do you not have a preference? Write it down. Then get into their physical stature. So do you want somebody who's super ripped, or do you like somebody who is curvy? Do you like somebody who is voluptuous, or does their physical body not really matter to you? You can put that down as well when you're building your person, because this will help you to get very clear and to tell the universe exactly the type of relationship, the type of partner that you are calling into your life. Then you can get into things like how they dress. Do they have similar style to you? You can get into things like their eyes, their hair, their face. Is there something about their lips that you really like? I have a big thing with hands. Hands are really important to me, so that's something I put on my list. All these things are characteristics and qualities that are not just physical in nature, but also have to do with their personality, their temperament, the way that they act of service. Are they a provider? Are they somebody who's going to be a stay-at-home mom or dad? All these things are going to help you build your person. So get as specific as possible. One of the most powerful things that you can do as you are building your specific person is also describing them. This is the embodiment of their energy. And here are some examples. He has eyes that make me feel seen. His presence feels like peace. When he holds me, the world softens. Our love feels rooted, passionate, and free. You see, it's not about controlling who shows up. It's about fine-tuning what you desire so that your energetic match can come into your reality. And now this next step in the framework is my favorite, because you guys know I'm a sucker for feelings and emotions. I've got a Pisces moon and a Pisces rising, so I'm all about the feelings. And we're going to dive into the emotions and the feelings that you're going to experience with the love of your life, with your soulmate. This is the feelings wheel, which I love to use. You guys have probably seen it if you've been around for a while here in the community and the videos. I want you to look at this feelings wheel, and I want you to ask yourself, what are 10 to 20 feelings that you want to experience, or emotions that you want to experience with your soulmate, with the love of your life? And now, if this feelings wheel isn't enough, you can go ask ChatGPT, or you can type it into Google and ask different feelings, different emotions. And when you are pulling these emotions and these feelings, I want you to visualize, okay? Visualization as you're writing is so important in helping you to manifest your specific person. If the feeling, let's just say, is one of joy and optimism, then you're gonna write something like this. I feel so joyful, so optimistic every time my specific person, my soulmate, the love of my life, okay, and I are speaking on the phone. Thinking about my specific person, thinking about my soulmate brings me so much happiness. You can even go as far as creating scenarios. I laugh so much with my specific person that my stomach hurts and that my face hurts, because I am laughing from so many good times, so many inside jokes, so much joy that we have in our relationship. He uplifts me. He makes sure that I'm confident. He makes sure that I am seen and I feel valued and loved. You see, we're taking the feelings and the emotions and we're applying them to real life experiences and connections and situations, dynamics that you and your specific person are going to have. The more feelings and emotions that you implement and that you visualize and that you script and that you write into this portion of the framework, the more powerful and potent it's going to be. When you start to feel love before it arrives, you start to become an energetic match for your soulmate, for your specific person. When you sit in the energy of the emotions and feelings that you desire to have in your relationship, you literally shift timelines and you quantum leap to a timeline where your vibration, your energy, your frequency is in alignment with your specific person. So if you want to feel adored in your relationship, you want your partner to adore you, to love you, you're going to do the same for yourself as well. In the third section of this framework to help you manifest the love of your life, you're going to want to be intentional. Intentional with your words, intentional with your actions, intentional with your energy, intentional in the way that you show up in your life. Because the universe responds to clarity, not confusion. When you are intentional, you are no longer controlling, you are no longer attaching, you are operating from a place of clarity, of certainty, of confidence. And the universe loves that frequency because that frequency is authenticity. And the vibrational frequency of authenticity is the exact vibrational frequency that you want to be at to manifest anything that you want in your life, specifically your specific person, your soulmate, the love of your life. This means aligning your actions with your intentions. If you say you want a committed relationship, you want to find your husband, but you're entertaining situationships, you're entertaining men or women, regardless of whatever gender, sex you are attracted to, that are coming into your life, even though they're not matching the framework that you put for your build a person, for your emotions and feelings, then you are sending mixed signals out into the universe. You are vibrating at a frequency that is not in alignment with your desired outcome. And this is going to actually interrupt the energy from being able to manifest into your reality. Every time you set a boundary to somebody who isn't in alignment with your soulmate, with your specific person, you're saying yes to getting closer and closer to manifesting your soulmate, your dream partner. Because what you're saying no to is the relationships that are no longer in alignment with your desired outcome. And what you end up saying yes to is the love of your life. You're not chasing potential, you're partnering with reality. And this is why it's important for you to clarify your standards. You got to understand what are your negotiables and what are your non-negotiables in your relationship. There are things that are going to be hard no's. And as you're being intentional, you're going to want to think about those and make sure that you are staying true and authentic. You're not dipping below the baseline. So if you turn around and say, I want a partner who is a provider, but then you are calling in or entertaining people who are not providers, who are inconsistent, who leave you confused, then you yourself are literally sending confusion vibes out into the universe. So how can your dream partner, your soulmate, your specific person come into your life? You can't. You are literally blocking them from entering by entertaining people who are not in alignment with your desired outcome. Beyond the energetic minimums, so these are things that you're not going to dip below, right? It could be something like, I want a partner who's fit, but it's okay if they don't have a six-pack. That's an example, right? Then there are the non-negotiable values. The values are the foundation on which your life is set. And if you have watched any of my other videos, if you've taken any of my courses, you know how important having strong values are. Because when your values are out of alignment with your partner's values, your relationship will never work out. And we're manifesting the love of your life. We're manifesting your specific person. So if one of your non-negotiable values is to have a partner and to have a relationship where you both are focused on providing stability, providing security for your family. You don't want your kids to ever have to want for anything because you are so financially secure and financially stable, and yet you're entertaining partners that have no interest in having that in their life, then you are no longer vibrating at an energetic match to call in your soulmate. You are blocking love, the love of your life, your soulmate, from entering into your life. When your standards are clear, your nervous system relaxes. You're not auditioning, you're discerning. In the beginning, being intentional might not necessarily feel the most natural to you. And this is because you've been operating on autopilot when it comes to your love life, which is the reason why you haven't manifested the love of your life. And as we are doing this framework, as you become more intentional and you apply the step-by-step that I'm teaching you in today's video, you're going to be pattern interrupting the current vibrational frequency that you've been at. So just because some things feel a little bit foreign or maybe outside of your comfort zone doesn't mean it's wrong. wrong. It means you're doing something right. You are now shifting your vibrational frequency to align with your partner so that you two can come into union. When you start matching your intention with your behavior, you let the universe know this is a clear signal. I am ready for my soulmate. I am ready for the love of my life. I am ready to manifest my specific person. And so the universe can get into action and make things happen for you. The next thing to do is aligned actions. This is where we can get a little bit out of our comfort zone. And as an introvert myself, I totally understand how this could feel a little bit weird or different in the beginning, but it's okay, because sometimes doing the things that make us uncomfortable is how we actually are able to call in exactly what we desire. Attend one social event, whether this is a community event, a party, a membership group, sports. Think about where or what your ideal partner would be doing and immerse yourself in that lifestyle. And remember, that lifestyle should also be in alignment with your lifestyle. So if you don't like cooking at all, and you hate the kitchen, don't go to a cooking class. But if you've always wanted to try a cooking class and you've never had an opportunity to, this is a great way to be intentional and align your actions. And before we move on to the next step in the framework, I want you to think about boundaries. When you set boundaries with people who are not in alignment with you, when you set boundaries with people who do not match your specific person, your desired outcome in your relationship, you end up letting the universe know that you're no longer settling in love. You let the universe know that this isn't about you being desperate. You are letting the universe know that you're no longer settling. You're letting the universe know that you're trusting the process. You're letting the universe know that you are not auditioning for love and that you're not desperate for love. As a matter of fact, you're holding yourself in such high regard, your vibrational frequency at a place of authenticity, that it is ineffable. It is just a matter of time before your soulmate enters into your life. Now, if you want me to give you communication scripts, or you want to understand more about how to navigate and know if someone is or isn't for you, let me know in the comments below if that's the next type of video you want me to do, as we are helping you to manifest the love of your life. And now, before we get into the bonus section of today's video, we're going to focus on the don'ts. The don'ts are the final section in this framework before we get into the bonus, which I'm really excited to share with you, so stick around for that, okay? Don'ts are what is going to help you ensure that you are no longer wasting your time with options that are not viable for you. This is people that are literally entering into your life to waste your time, who don't respect you, who don't value you, who just want to use you, and who are definitely not in alignment with your soulmate, with the love of your life, with your specific person. When you are talking about your specific person, when you are putting together this framework, don't use words like, I wish I could have a partner who makes lots of money, or I really want a partner who has long hair, or I really wish that, I don't know, Bob from the coffee shop was in love with me. All of these words are literally vibrating at the frequency of desperation. And when you vibrate at the frequency of desperation, you are literally blocking your manifestations. There's also this other thing that happens as you're waiting for love to enter into your life. And I sympathize with you guys because I was there for a couple of years as well. And it's the sentence, why hasn't this happened? Why hasn't this happened for me yet? Or when is it going to be my turn? Or why is love not available to me? Or why is every relationship not working out? When you are operating from that vibrational frequency, it is a victim mindset. And a victim mindset is also going to get you further and further away from calling in your specific person, from manifesting the love of your life. And this is why it's so important not to chase. Invite. Be magnetic. Connect into the Venetian energy. You know we love our girl Venus over here. Connect into that Venetian energy and be receptive, be open, be charming, be magnetic with your energy, trusting that the universe is going to align you with your specific person, your love of your life, the person that you want to manifest, your soulmate. Don't confuse intensity with intimacy. If you are talking to somebody new and they are rushing the process, they are love bombing you, they are saying they want to move in, you're the love of their life, and you've literally only been talking to them for 2 weeks or 2 days or even 2 months, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Because your soulmate, your divine partner, your love of your life is not going to rush in love with you. Because at the end of the day, if this is your divine partner, your soulmate, the love of your life, you guys have a lifetime together. So why do you have to rush? The next don't is don't date someone's potential. When you are calling in and manifesting your specific person, your soulmate, and you are starting to interact with people, you're dating people, you want to think about this. You want to think about the fact that you have to like the person for where they are at in the moment that you are meeting them. This person can have all the potential in the world. This person can have all these dreams, all these aspirations. But if their actions are not aligning with your build-up person, with your emotions and your feelings, then you are not actually attracted to the person. You are attracted to the potential of that person. And that is wishful thinking. And that is not in alignment with your soulmate, with your specific person. And the last don't I'm going to leave it with is don't negotiate your core values or your core boundaries. Remember, there are non-negotiables and then there are negotiables. You have to ask yourself, what is a negotiable versus what is a non-negotiable? So if a non-negotiable for you is somebody who respects you, somebody who is consistent, somebody who shows up day to day, and the person that you're connecting with is inconsistent, leaving you confused, making you question whether the connection is real or not, then you know right away you have your answer and your soulmate is still on the way. Now, before we get into the bonus section, which is my favorite section of this whole framework, make sure that you are not abandoning yourself, your happiness, your individuality, your life for love. Your soulmate, your divine partner, your specific person is not going to ask you to abandon your own life, your own individuality, who you are as a person for them or the relationship. Yes, there are compromises to be made in relationships. That's very different though than you abandoning who you are. So pay attention to that as you're calling in and manifesting your soulmate, your specific person, the love of your life. Now let's get to the bonus part. Now for the bonus part, you're gonna need your natal chart, your astrological chart. I have videos up on my channel teaching you all how to read your chart. There are intros to astrology on my channel already. You can leverage those if you need to, if you're not familiar with astrology. Astrology is really cool because astrology is the blueprint to our legacy, to our soul, to the path of our life this lifetime. And in astrology, it is very clear to us who our partner is. And it talks about the type of partner that we require based off of our personality, right? The type of partner that complements us. It tells us about the physical features of our partner and the energetic, emotional features of our partner. Now, when we're looking at the astrology to help identify the ideal partner, the type of partner that truly complements you and that's going to align with your energetic blueprint, you're going to want to understand this thing first. And that is that it's going to be different for men and women. So if you are a man, you're going to want to look at your Venus and your moon sign along with your 7th house ruler. If you are a woman, you're going to want to look to Jupiter and Venus along with your 7th house ruler. Now the ladies get a little bit of a bonus because some astrologers like to say that Mars also talks about the husband or the life partner. In my experience, Mars identifies certain characteristics or qualities about what we desire in men, but doesn't necessarily identify the husband, the soulmate, the love of your life, your specific person. So you can use Mars if you want to. My advice would be to focus on Jupiter, to focus on Venus, and to focus on the 7th house ruler. So now that you know whether you're a guy or a gal, okay, or a they or a them, you pick whichever one aligns more for you. You're going to go grab your chart and I'm going to walk you through how to look at this in your own chart. Let's follow this tutorial if you are a woman. Remember, if you are a woman, you're going to look to Jupiter and you're going to look to Venus as well as the 7th house ruler. In this particular chart, Jupiter sits in the 2nd house in Aquarius. Venus sits in the 4th house in Aries. It's also conjunct Mars. Now, we're not going to focus on that a little bit too much, but we do want to pay attention to any planets that are conjunct, which means they are very close in degree. And then take a look at the 7th house. The 7th house is in Gemini. You can see it from that little line right here that I'm pointing at. And then Gemini's planetary ruler, so the 7th house ruler, in this case is Mercury. We're going to want to look to where Mercury is in the chart as well. In this case, Mercury is sitting in the 3rd house, and again, we see a conjunction with the sun. So for this particular person, if they were a woman, regardless of what gender or sex they're attracted to, we're going to look at the fact that they themselves are a woman or identify as a woman. We're going to look to Jupiter and we're going to look to Venus. We're also going to look to Mercury. And because in this case, Venus is conjunct Mars, Mars is going to play a role as well. And because in this case, Mercury is conjunct the Sun is also going to play a role. So you can take this information and go put it into Google and research what type of characteristics, what type of qualities this partner would have. I'm going to tell you right now, Jupiter sitting in the second house means that this person's partner is going to have money. And they're also going to be really good at speaking because Mercury is involved. And they're going to be very driven and very desirable because of that Venus in Aries. Now, let's switch it over. If you are a man or you identify as a man and you're into women, you're going to want to look at, remember, Venus and the moon along with the 7th house ruler. Again, we know now that the 7th house ruler is Mercury, so we're looking at that Gemini. This is a woman who is curious, who is chatty, who is really analytical, who loves to talk, who loves to explore, who loves to have fun. Because we have Mercury involved and we have that Sun conjunct Mercury in Aquarius, remember I showed you that when we were doing the woman's chart, you are going to want to pay attention to that, gentleman, okay? So you're going to want to pay attention to the fact that Mercury and the Sun are together. So your specific person, if they have a conjunction to the Sun, like in this example chart, they could be somebody who speaks for a living or who uses their voice for a living, maybe in sales, maybe on social media, okay? Then what you're going to also do for your case is you're going to look to Venus. In this case, Venus being in Aries, I'm a Venus in Aries, okay? So just put it into perspective in that way, okay? Think about me, red, leader, bold, charming, okay? Those are all qualities of a Venus in Aries woman. This is the type of woman that can't be held down. Ditto for a man as well, okay? Men and women who have Aries and Venus, you cannot siphon their independence. You try and control them, you try and make things boring for them, the relationship is gonna fizzle really quick. Now, in this case, because you are a man, whether you're attracted to other men or you identify as a man or you're attracted to women, you're going to want to also look at Scorpio because the moon is in Scorpio in the 11th house. This person has a lot of conjunctions. I probably should have picked a different chart, but that's okay because it gives you an understanding of what to look for because your own chart may be very similar to this, where there's a lot of conjunctions in place in your own chart. And this is the framework to helping you manifest your specific person. Now, I will tell you this because I have had people ask me this before. Shar, if I have, for example, a Leo in my 7th house, does that mean my person is going to be a Leo? No, it doesn't necessarily mean that your person is going to have a Leo sun, moon, or rising. What it does mean is that your ideal partner, the 7th house ruler, and the sign and the planet that are connected to the 7th house are going to be the qualities and characteristics that you seek in a partner. So for example, I have Virgo in my 7th house. If you're a Virgi-Virg watching this, drop it in the comments below. And so the partners that I look for are individuals who are of service. My soulmate serves. They want to help. They are seeking to support me, whether it's emotionally or mentally or physically. They are always serving, wanting to support me in my life. They are also very communicative, which is really, really important for me. I need a partner who mentally stimulates me. And so those are how the qualities manifest in my soulmate. And you're going to want to pay attention to that as well. You may also notice that in your soulmate's chart, the 7th house ruler and the sign and the planet are going to be very prominent or in a very interesting place in their chart. This is going, for example, like their Mercury might be conjunct your Venus if it's Gemini, as in if their 7th house ruler is Mercury, like the example that I gave you in the chart. But now we're getting into deep, deep astrology. There's videos on my channel for that, all right? If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to answer as many of them. Make sure you follow this framework to help you manifest the love of your life because you deserve a soulmate. You deserve to have that beautiful romantic relationship that you have always dreamed of. And remember, go connect with Psychic Source, okay? All the details are down in the description box below. And a massive thank you to Psychic Source for sponsoring today's video and also for accurately predicting my soulmate, all right? Thank you so much. We will see you later. Alligator. Peace out. Bye, guys.